All right, welcome to the weekly edge. So, we're looking at GBP USD. We've got this strong bearish push on a daily scale coming down here. We've come back up, we've retested the neckline here, and we've come back down, and we are rejecting this area of interest. You can see hasn't been at this area of interest hasn't done this for a while. Hasn't been at this level since September 25. Let's see what it's doing on the weekly. All right, so we've got a strong bullish push. We've got a rejection from this area of interest. Each one of these candlesticks is a week. So last week we had this bullish push, and we're getting a slight rejection here with that rejection week there. So we go back to the daily. I'm anticipating that perhaps we will have a little bit of a retracement here. So we've got that bullish engulfing candle there. We'll have a little bit of a retracement here, and we will continue to move to the upside. Obviously, that's 1 to 2.3 there. So the next structure point on a daily level theoretically is there, even though it's not a clear structure. That's where the next doji is. So we'll just aim for that. Go down to the 4-hour. So I'm expecting a little bit of retracement here. So once London may not open because I think it's a bank holiday. So we'll have to monitor this trade for New York session perhaps. We'll see what happens. Also indicating a strong buy over here, which doesn't really mean much. So GBP USD, slight retracement to then sell, to then buy. That's what I'm expecting. NZD CAD. Let's go across to the daily time frame. All right. This is an interesting one. So we've had this strong bearish push down. We've broken. It's been sort of consolidating. It's broken out of this consolidation. It's come up. It's retested this double top here, and it's come back down and gone back up. So I'm expecting this I'd like it to come back under this area of interest, retest it, and then continue to sell. Because obviously we haven't had anything going above these candlesticks here. What's happening on the weekly? Oh, there you go. Yeah, so you can see here we've got this week. Last week was this doji. All right, so that means that for this big rejection week here, we've got this doji here, which is an indication of reversal. Now let's have a look if we can find another doji previously. There's one right here. So that doji there resulted in a bullish candle. This doji here, bullish candle. Any others? So the last two dojis for bearish candles resulted in bearish candles down. So obviously it's an indication it's slowing down. This potentially, NZD CAD, has the potential to go down for quite some time, a few weeks here. So this is one to watch. But on a daily, go back here. So it may not happen today. Might take a couple of days, but I'm expecting it to go boom, boom, boom. And I'm tapping on the 4-hour. Yeah, okay. So yeah, under this area of interest, come up and retest, and then sell. That's what I'm expecting. So you get this high, low, low, high, low, high, and hopefully come down to a higher low. Even though it says buy, I don't like that indication. I mean, it could do its own thing. It could bounce back here and continue up, but I don't think it's going to do that. If it's been consolidating here for hours, it's been consolidating in this space for days, as you can see here. And when did it consolidate like that previously? Go along here, all this consolidation here. Look at all this. This is days and days and days just consolidating, then bang. And it's gone back up, and then bang, and then it continued down. So, how far above the EMA? Yeah, I reckon that's going to start making its way down, particularly with the weekly doji. That's a big indicator. This doji here. I'll try and enlarge it. This baby. This little massive indication of a reversal. Same as here. Alright, so that's what we're work towards. Ignore that. That's old. Alrighty, let's go back to the daily. NZD USD. Similar thing. So NZD CAD, NZD USD. Gone up, retested. Expect it to come down, retest, and then drop again. So high, high, low, low, high, low, low, boom, boom. And something on the weekly. There is a doji there, which is an indication of reversal, but it has gone up a touch. It might reject this area. This could become another doji here. See this, there's a doji there and a doji there. So if it rejects here, there's a good chance it will continue to the downside on a weekly, massive weekly scale. High, high, lower, high, lower, low, lower, high, lower, low, so on. But we'll see what it does. It might go straight up. Price can do whatever it wants. Euro JPY. Alright, it's an interesting one. We might just be watching this one, see what it does. Have I got anything indicating on the 4 hour for this one? Sort of already taken that sell. There is a possibility. What's it doing on the weekly? Massive, massive bearish engulfing candle. Actually, this has the potential to start coming down, like boom, boom. Imagine that. There's the potential to do that, and then this is the weekly, then potentially come up like that, and then just more. So this has potentially got months of bearish activity with this massive push. So you've got all these little weekly pushes, and then all of a sudden you get this massive bearish engulfing candle. That is a huge, strong indicator. I'm expecting that potentially a retest of that to come down. So it may not be this week, it might be next week. So potentially something like, so if you read that Candlestick Bible, it talks about supply and demand. And the supply and demand zone is somewhere where there's been big institutional moves. For example, it's been a big institutions have offloaded stuff here, right? This is where, and obviously it's gone all the way down here. So there is the potential for this to come up, retest it, and then sell again as a supply and demand zone. But I'm just going to leave this here. We'll see what happens with that one. Let's go back to daily. GBP JPY. Similar thing, expecting a retest. So it's been consolidating here in these areas of interest for a few weeks now, and or a couple of weeks. Let's go and have a look. And then we've got this massive push down again. Boom, all this one. Potential retest and then sell on the daily, not necessarily on the weekly. But this could come up to here over the next day or so and then sell. So that would be a 1 to 2 again. So we'll monitor that I'll wait for the London session tonight. I think it's a bank holiday, so I don't think there'll be much volume in the market. It will be probably like the Asian session. So it may very well mean we wait for the New York session, and then tomorrow at the London session would be different. So we'll just monitor that. I'm not setting any alerts at the moment because I'm going to be in front of the charts when London opens, and I'll just keep an eye on open the first few hours, because I normally will work on the 4 hour, so I'm not rushing into trades. USD JPY, similar thing, expecting a retest then sell, very much the same as what's happening here. So high, high, lower, low, lower, high. It's not necessarily a lower low, but could break below, and then another retest, and then coming down. So it's starting that pattern to come down. I have caught a few of these along the way. Over the months I've deleted some. It's also jibbed me a little bit here and there too. Let's see if I can find the little caught. It jibbed me there. I didn't actually sell that one. I've got that one. I marked a few out down here. I didn't take those trades, but I marked them out. I tend to leave them even if I make a loss. Oh, it's a loss. Euro GBP. All right. Yeah, okay. Potentially another sell. See what happens. You've got these massive rejection wicks from up here and a massive rejection wick from the bottom. So you've got strong support here. It is slowing down, as you can see. Big rejections from here. So I'm going to say there's more rejections from up here than there is from down here. There's a potential for this wick to be filled. Let's go down to the daily. Okay. See that line there's the round psychological level. Right there where that daily blue candle is. Just shits and giggles, let me bring up the Fibonacci tool. If I put that, say, at the top of this wick, come down to the bottom of this wick. You can see that that rejection is at 78.6. So 50 and 68, 61.80 are apparently the most popular places where there's movement in the market, if I remember correctly. So you've got this one rejecting around psychological level. So this has potentially, if I did that wick there, so you're supposed to put it at the top of the wick and the bottom of the wick. This would be a case of just seeing what it does. It is around psychological level. You've got the EMA there. Potentially could, it's a big strong bearish candle push down. What's happening in the weekly? Oh yeah, those big rejections again. Slowing down, rejection. So we could get, I mean, it could even come up to here before it rejects and comes down. So just going to have to watch it. We'll see what happens. They're my top picks. Gold. Let's just have a look at gold. Fuck, how do you even trade that? You got these massive candles. It's just, there's not a lot of structure at that level to do anything. I've put a few things on there just to look at. Just see what happens. This is the 30-minute above the EMA, strong bullish push, little doji. Who knows? I don't know. I don't know how to trade this. It could come up to here. That'll be a 2 to 9. Come up to this next resistance point. This next structure point, perhaps. Maybe even to there, but it's not really. It's just 15-minute highs. Anyway, I'd stay away from gold. I wouldn't be playing with that. Good chance of losing your dollar bills. But they're my pick for the week. There, so we're only looking at these ones. So GBP USD, NZD CAD, NZD USD, Euro JPY, GBP JPY, USD JPY, and Euro GBP. They're the ones that I will be monitoring. I mean, there's probably more pairs out there that you could monitor, but you've got to stop somewhere. It's really hard to monitor everything. But they're my top picks for the week. That is Phil's Weekly Edge.